Last week, Minnesota Republicans got together to endorse candidates for this election year. But with the top Republican in the nation, President Bush, losing more support even among moderates and conservatives of his own party, federal elections may be an uphill battle.
Pat Kessler is here with a reality check on the Minnesota Senate race.
Minnesota's Republican Mark Kennedy accepted his party's endorsement for the U.S. Senate without once mentioning the name President George Bush. Instead, he's asking voters to elect him so he can change what's going on in Washington.
We need to change Washington. What's wrong and what we need to change. Changing Washington will take hard work.
Here is what you need to know. Mark Kennedy's been a Republican congressman for 6 years, and during that time, Republicans controlled Washington. They still do. A Republican House of Representatives, a Republican Senate, and a Republican president. But now Republican candidates are worried about the president's sharply lower approval ratings.
This is a president that has provided bold leadership on tough issues.
That is not the whole story. Including this $1 million fundraiser with the president just 6 months ago, Congressman Kennedy reported raising $5.1 million for his Senate race through March. And the vice president raised hundreds of thousands of dollars more for Kennedy. This week, an estimated $550,000 fundraiser with First Lady Laura Bush. The strategy, keeping distance from an unpopular president without a perception of a political cut and run.
I've got a great bipartisan track record reaching across the aisle. I would suggest one of the best in the House. We're happy to run on who's the most independent voice for Minnesota.
In fact, until this campaign year, Kennedy's voting record was among the most loyal to President Bush. In 2002, 3, and 4, Congressional Quarterly reports Kennedy voted with the president 97% of the time. But in 2005, after deciding to run for Senate, Kennedy's voting patterns changed, supporting the president only 87% of the time. That's Reality Check.
Thank you, Pat. To know more about the U.S. Senate race, click Reality Check on WCCO.com. And while you're there, you can check all of Pat's sources.